We've all been there. You just spent 3 months writing, planning, shooting a sick commercial, and you were also finishing up post production on a music video that you shot several months beforehand. Some stills are going out of both projects. The BTS is getting posted. You're getting likes, some comments. People are doing little fire emojis at you, all kinds of emojis, and you're feeling really good. You're feeling really confident, and you should because both projects turned out incredible. And you pick up the phone, ready for the next project, and nothing. No one's there to offer you the next project. You are in what I like to call director purgatory. That's what I'm in currently. I'm at the gate actually welcoming you in. So come on, come inside. Join me, please. It's lonely. So let's go over 4 tips on how to stay motivated as a filmmaker when no work is coming in. If you can. So please bear with me. Okay, so rule number 1 is, and I think this is probably my favorite one because I think I had the best outcomes from this one. Rule number 1 is to reach out to your other filmmaker and creative friends. There is so much good that can come from a phone call with a good friend in general, right? It doesn't even have to be a film friend, but just connecting with people that have, a similar mindset creatively, entrepreneurially, just in general with life. Those can be some of the most fulfilling moments, right? Like if you're in this season of not getting a lot of work, it's dull, the industry sucks right now, it's the holidays, it's kind of weird, right? Like you start having this self-doubt, you start questioning your ability, you start questioning just everything up until this point, right? It's normal, right? And if you don't go through that, you're probably a psychopath because that's just insane to me. So because of that, it's really healthy, I'd say, to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with good company. And you can find a ton of motivation that way. If I'm looking at my career up to this point, some of the best ideas and things that I've done have stemmed from a phone call to my friends Jake, Alan, Jordan, and Jordan's not even really a creative. He's in the medical field. And I don't think you go into these calls with like a motive or anything. You just call and like talk with them about certain concepts that you're wrestling with. Or, maybe you're trying to work on a new story and it's just not making sense in your head. Or like maybe there's a shot that like you really want to get, but like there's not like a story. How often does that happen, right? Like you see a really cool shot in your head and it's like, well, where am I going to put that? There was a time I called Alan actually, and I was like seeing this idea for a grandma in a basement, like in a disco party thing, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be insane and gonna be beautiful. And he was like, dude, that sounds really, really cool. What exactly is it for? And I'm like, that's the beautiful thing. I have no clue. So how do you practically do this? I think you just pick a friend that's in the industry or create a friend. They don't have to be in the film industry, and just don't block time out. Don't give like 20, 30 minutes. Just call and just start talking. If you're in this, like you understand that this is this is a sport, right? Like no matter, there's so many people that will argue with this, and it is so annoying to me because it's just, they're lying to you. I think a lot of times, and I struggle with this myself, it's easy for me to not want to ask for help or to not be vulnerable with what I'm going through. That's one of the reasons I'm making this video. It's kind of me going out of my comfort zone. Like, hey, look at me. I'm not getting work right now. Isn't that cool? But for real, like, give them a call, like, and be vulnerable. Hey, I'm not getting any work right now. I have no leads on anything. I've reached out. I've called X amount of people to see if they needed anything or how can I help them. Even free stuff, and like people just aren't biting. What's the deal? Talk to your friends. Let them wrestle that with you. I think that's healthy. It can really, it can grow your bonds as friends and coworkers, but also it's just, you're gonna find motivation. It's gonna come. It's natural. Like you're gonna throw an idea, they're gonna throw an idea, you're gonna start building on something, and then boom, maybe you have an idea for a little spec ad you could go shoot on a weekend. I truly believe whenever you have 2 creative minds or 2 or 3, whatever, come together and collaborate, it's like building blocks. It's like we're literally playing Minecraft in real life, right? Like, your good things are going to come from that. I guarantee it, and I can attest to that because it's happened for me my entire career. She has her own room. Yeah, I swore I would never be this way, but here I am. Point number 2, turn off the phone and go be creative. Back in 2020, whenever all the lockdowns and stuff started happening, nobody was getting work, right? Like, everything was shut down. So I got my camera and I took what I was feeling on the inside, which was like anxiety and depression, lots of feelings that we were all experiencing during that season. And I made these quick, like 15, 16 second little videos. I got a ring light, like super easy. I did it at my grandparents' house. But a couple weeks later, these videos started going viral. Like, I'm talking 8 million views in one day. Like, it was nuts. So I took that spark and I kept making these videos over and over and over again. And I wasn't getting any like commercials, right? Like, I'm making TikToks, and TikTok was the dancing app at the time. Like, it wasn't what it is today, which I guess it's about to be gone forever. So who cares? But I say that to say, if I wanted to put in the work during that dark season, I mean, it was terrible for everybody. If I wanted to put in the work during that time, I wouldn't have landed any of the gigs that I've gotten the past 3 or 4 years. None. Like, they all stem from that moment. And so if you sit in your office or you sit at your house and you're just scrolling and you're waiting for the next thing to happen, it's probably not going to come, right? Eventually an artist or a company is going to reach out to you and they're going to want to work, and you should have a plan in place on how to reach out to those people and, offer your services as a filmmaker. And we can talk about that in another video. That's not what this is about. I'm assuming you already know how to do that. This is just how to stay motivated during that season. And I think one of the most valuable things you can do, I mean, you're a creative, right? Like, that's who you are. You are a creative. So go be creative. Find creativity in the mundaneness of your everyday life. It doesn't have to be anything like extravagant. Like, go to a park, take a photo. Like, that's being creative. Edit the photo, work on color grade, like figure out like, your shadows, your lighting, like how are these leaves falling? How can I capture the leaves falling in a more unique way? Like, just there's so many ways that we can find ways to be creative. And it's so simple, right? Like, I'm not solving rocket science here. Like, I understand that. It's been said a lot. You can go check out a film that's been on your list for a long time, and don't just watch it to entertain yourself. Watch it and learn from it. See how the director is directing the actors. How are they blocking? How are they telling the story in a way that is unique to their storytelling ability? And we forget often that we should always be, especially as creatives, in this headspace of always learning. Like, we're always learning. Martin Scorsese says that all the time. He's always learning. He's a student of the game. I guess he's a student of the game. And it's honestly, it's a way to stay motivated. Like, you find motivation whenever you learn stuff. You have an idea. Just the creative juices are flowing. You get motivated. You go create. You do stuff. Good things happen, right? So that's point number 2. Look, I'm being creative. Point number 3, write your script. 8 or 9 months ago, a major studio reached out to me and they were like, yo, we want to read the feature film version of your last short film, Forever Sleep. And I'm like, sick, let me send it your way. The only problem was I had not written the script yet. It's definitely one of those things that you're like, surely that's never going to happen to me. And it did happen to me. I would have saved myself so much time and stress, and I would have been able to kind of like, enjoy that moment of having a big name studio reach out to me a lot more if I would have been prepared and would have worked on my script, the entire year leading up to that moment. But a cool thing that happened after that situation is I was extremely motivated to write the next film. Of course, I was scared from my mind that they were going to ask for another one, but it was encouraging. I found inspiration. I was like, heck yeah, they like this one. Let me go do another one and see if we can start shopping that around too. But it's a snowball effect. You write one, you write the second one. By the time you're done, you're like 5 or 6 films deep. I'm not 5 or 6 films deep, but you could be. Now is the time to get those projects that have been dragging for a long time, get them across the finish line, complete them, because it's going to motivate you to go make work for yourself. Maybe your thing is screenwriting, or maybe you want to go direct a little narrative short film that is completely out of your comfort zone. I'm talking like you're used to doing some like super dramatic, more art house style things, and maybe you need to go work on a more episodic comedy. I don't know, something, you know what I'm saying though? Like, Force yourself to try things that, you wouldn't necessarily try on a client shoot. At the end of the day, practice, 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 because it's going to make you better.
Creativity.
And finally, point number 4, just go do something else. Go for a walk, go to a coffee shop, go hunt bourbon and spend your entire life savings on alcohol. Okay, fine, I'll do that one. But for real, like, I think you've got to get away. Like, we find creativity and inspiration from life, right? So, like, we have to go experience life. Again, I'm not saying anything that 100 million other people haven't said already, but I think it's good to be reminded. Like, get out, go do something else, find a hobby, go work out, go knit, like, go read a book, like, I don't know, go do something. But just stop thinking so much and putting yourself in this headspace of like, dang, this sucks, because it does suck. And that's okay. Like, I feel you. I get it. It sucks. Like, I'm in this with you right now. It sucks to not have work, and it sucks to not know where, your next paycheck is coming from, but we still got to live, right? Like, we can't be so consumed with this reality. We have to go make the good in a bad situation. Like, it's up to us to go do that. So go do it. And I know you can. So thanks for watching. Good luck. It's going to come. The work is going to come. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.